Confidence level's great. Confidence level's great. I believe that, well, I am the best heavyweight in the world, but I want to show everyone that I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Ciryl Gane's lost 2 title shots, and I want to give him his 3rd title shot loss and get him out of there.
The heavyweight division loses a lot of respect. Even if Tom goes out there and it's a close fight, or he gets dropped and then has to come back or something, like, the heavyweight division has so little respect right now, probably deservedly so, I think. You know, with Gane getting his 3rd title shot in a couple years, like, Tom has to show that he is the heavyweight division. You know, he has to prove that to the world. Like, I am, you know, the heavyweight division's not just shit, but, like, I'm so good that the heavyweight division is shit, right? This is kind of his thing that he has to go out there and prove to the world. And if he goes out there and loses to Gane, you know, the division already.
Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane is finally on, and this bout might rock the entire heavyweight division.
What I'm saying is that I think Tom is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, he's one of the best. If it's not, he's one of the best. But I just want to let you know that people tend to overreact and overrate someone very quickly.
Tom Aspinall recently said this fight was supposed to happen 4 times already. He said they had both been booked against each other previously, but something always came up: injuries, timing, or rankings. And now, after years of anticipation, it's official. This isn't just another dude, Tom said. This is the name he's been looking to have on his record for a while. Now that the fight is being made with a belt on the line, he's more eager than ever.
So me and Ciryl, we've been supposed to fight each other a couple of times before.
Similar age as well, you kind of both come through, right? Well, he's a tiny bit older than you, isn't he?
I think he's a little bit older, and he has a couple more, or at least he started his career in the UFC a little bit earlier than I did. I was trying to fight him because he was like kind of just a little bit above me all the time. Fight never materialized. He turned me down a couple of times, to be honest.
Michael Bisping gave his complete analysis of the fight. He complimented Ciryl Gane on having excellent footwork and quick striking for a heavyweight. Bisping stated Ciryl fights like a middleweight, which makes him very difficult to hit, but he also cautioned that Ciryl has a poor ground game. Bisping stated if Tom can take Ciryl down, it could be a short evening. This is a striker versus grappler type fight, and the 2 fighters are well aware of what they stand to lose if they make one error.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, Jon Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against Jon Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall.
Aspinall appears very composed in his recent media interview. He is well aware of what type of fight this is and seems well equipped. Tom reported feeling faster, stronger, and more focused than ever. His striking is razor sharp and his grappling is lethal. He feels he's the better man everywhere. He also indicated that he has a huge respect for Ciryl, but when the cage door is closed, it's business time. Tom desires to win big and demonstrate to the world that he is the future of this weight class.
Confidence level's great. Confidence level's great. I believe that, well, I am the best heavyweight in the world, but I want to show everyone that I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Ciryl Gane's lost 2 title shots, and I want to give him his 3rd title shot loss and get him out of there.
Many fans are concerned about ring rust, but Tom put that to rest quickly. He indicated the time off allowed his body to heal and provided him with time to train harder. He doesn't even feel rusty or slow. He feels great. Aspinall stated that he made the most of his time and practiced all of his skills really hard. If anything, he feels that he's returning even deadlier. And with a big fight like this one, he's ready to show everyone that he belongs at the top.
I've had big breaks before. This is it. I've had 3.5 years off of MMA fighting before, so this is no problem for me. Ring rust is all mental anyway, so I'm happy just to get back in there, get stuff moving and get active again.
Ciryl Gane's trainer disagrees. He stated that Aspinall hasn't fought somebody of Gane's caliber yet. He doubted Tom's experience and stated that when it gets difficult, Gane would be the one remaining level-headed. He also stated how Ciryl already battled for the title and overcome pressure previously. Tom has a lot more to show, according to his coach. And in this type of bout, it's not merely about ability, it's about remaining smart while under pressure.
Yeah, I can tell that he's a smart guy and he have a good fight IQ. I expect very hard opposition. But again, what I'm saying is that I'm not sure that everything that people tend to list as strength, I'm not sure that that's strength. When you get to the title, you need a little bit more experience.
Aspinall is being hyped too much, his coach said. He feels the fans are hyping Tom to appear better than he actually is. He noted that Tom has not encountered the same kind of issues as Ciryl. He feels once the bout begins, the truth will be revealed, and if Tom is not prepared to take a tough 3 rounds, he will be in trouble. For Gane's camp, this bout is an opportunity to close down the hype and remind the world that Ciryl is still a leading name.
What I'm saying is that I think Tom is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best. If it's not, he's one of the best. But I just want to let you know that people they tend to overreact and overrate someone very quickly.
Many supporters are predicting Tom to knock out the opponent quickly, but Chael Sonnen disagrees. He stated Gane is too intelligent and too good at avoiding large shots. According to Chael, it's not going to be a quick knockout. He told Tom if he's thinking he's going to get an easy fight, he could be in for a shock. Gane is a difficult opponent, and he's not going to stand there and exchange blows. This could be a long fight, and that could be bad news for Tom.
If they're going to put a common opponent, which is Ciryl, if they're going to give an opportunity for Ciryl to win, which, by the way, is the most uncompetitive heavyweight title fight in the history of the sport. I'm talking about Jon versus Ciryl. If you create an environment where everybody's going to look at that and go, Jon Jones is still the man, then you're not turning the page from Jon.
Part of the reason that everyone wants a quick victory is due to the heavyweight division. Matt Brown told Tom he's representing the division now. If he wins in dull manner, fans may lose enthusiasm, but if he wins clean and quick, it returns the excitement. Heavyweight bouts are meant to be violent and strong. That is what fans desire, and Tom knows this. That is why he is not fighting for himself alone. He's fighting to return the division to its dynamism.
It's almost an unfair comparison, right? When you talk about pressure versus pressure, everybody's under tremendous pressure. But I guess when you kind of look at it from not just pressure, but potential legacy and career and what's on the line, I think it's hard to not go with Tom Aspinall because the heavyweight division is on the line. If Gane goes in and beats him, no disrespect to Gane, love the guy, the heavyweight division loses a lot of respect. Even if Tom goes out there and it's a close fight or he gets dropped and then has to come back or something, like the heavyweight division has so little respect right now.
Chael also mentioned that this fight would be able to let fans move past Jon Jones. If the winner is looking incredible, it provides fans a fresh face to be excited for. But if the fight is a slow one, Jon is going to still be the one people are discussing. That's what is truly challenging. The UFC must have new names to propel the division, and if this fight fails, fans will revert back to waiting for Jon.
It's going to be real hard to beat Ciryl faster than Jon beat him. And Aspinall has to do just that. Imagine a scenario where Ciryl wins the first round and Tom comes back and Tom shuts him off in the second. Not good enough. Imagine a scenario where Tom is dominant, but doesn't get him out of there until the fourth round. Imagine a scenario where Tom looks fantastic, or a scenario where they go back and forth and it's a wonderful battle and it goes to the cards. Even if Tom wins unanimously, it's not enough. It's not enough. The way you will think about Jon Jones is directly tied to the way the contest plays out between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane.
He also stated the odds on betting are strained. The numbers are too spread out, so fans don't know who to believe. Chael stated that if people had more faith in this fight, the odds would be closer. He believes this is indicative of fans not believing in either fighter outright. That's not good for the UFC, as they've tried really hard to sell this bout. If folks don't care prior to the fight, they won't care afterward, unless something insane occurs.
You understand what 4-1 means? 4-1 means the audience doesn't want to see the fight. You end up with championship fights that are 4-1 and 5-1 and 6-1 when you can't do anything about it. You've got a champion, you got a number one contender, you did all you could do to separate them for as long as you can, you got to show some respect to the integrity of the rankings, and off you go. No meaningful fight that you're going to use to move a needle or sell out an arena can be 4-1, just so you understand.
Chael actually stated that the UFC will rewrite the narrative immediately after the fight. If Gane gets defeated, they'll be discussing how he lost to Jon Jones as well. If Tom wins, they'll claim he defeated someone who doesn't excel at grappling. Either way, the narrative will change in an instant. The UFC is good at spinning fast. One day, you're the next big thing. The next day, fans are already asking what's next. That's how fast this game moves.
They're going to bring up Ciryl's last fight, which he lost. They know that. They've got the highlights already. They've got the controversy and the comments by the pundits and the social media outrage over Volkov versus Ciryl. They've got it sitting by. So they pretend for now that this is the fight, this is the one that you must do if you just look at the rankings, or you look at the organic beef, or you look at who's next in line, just so they can bury the fight. Our media does this all the time. And they're doing it right now.
Then Chael said something crazy. He believes that the UFC should have done Tom Aspinall versus Derek Lewis instead. He told us that fight would have been insane, with more knockouts, more drama, and more excitement. He believes that fight would have attracted more viewers than a technical fight with Ciryl Gane. He believes the UFC made a big mistake to miss out on a fun fight that the fans would have loved so much, and it would have been madness at its best.
Derek's your guy. I think Derek's your guy. And everybody that Tom beat, Derek's already beat. Well, we all sit in limbo and we wonder what's going to happen with Jon, which doesn't come down to what Jon wants to do. It comes down to, do we need Jon? The answer is yes in one scenario, and it's for Tom. But I do think in the short term and with recency bias, I like the idea of Derek versus Tom more than any heavyweight fight I can think of.
Even crazier, Derek Lewis was willing to do it. He told ESPN if the UFC gave him a chance at gold, he'd take it immediately. He recently won a huge fight and showed fans why he's still one of the most feared men in the division. Derek doesn't say much, but when it comes to war, he always makes an appearance. Having him back in the mix made things interesting again.
Dana was in here and he says you're never too far away from a title shot. Well, just because your name value, the fights you put on and stuff like that. Is that something you would like to start climbing towards, or are you happy just fighting these young up-and-comers and getting a seemingly easy win?
Seemingly easy win? He was the king of the taxicab drives in Brazil. Man. Wow. But no, I don't want an easy fighting like that. I want, of course, I would like to do one more run at the title. That'd be good.
Finally, Chael shared a wild plan for the future. He said the winner of this fight should face Jon Jones or Alex Pereira for the full title. That might sound strange, but in today's UFC, anything is possible. Pereira has enormous star power, Jon has a legacy behind him, and Tom is the new name. If the UFC can harness all that, then this could be one of the largest title fights of all time. One fight could be the beginning of something enormous.
Aspinall versus Gane is a massive transitional fight for the heavyweight division. What happens after it? I liked the idea of Alex versus Tom right now. You want to know what another interesting fight is? Alex versus Ciryl. Alex is not going to beat Ankalaev, but we got Alex to light heavyweight in the first place by getting him beat. I believe Alex is in that spot right now. I'm bringing all of this to your attention because right now there's one thing for Jon Jones to do, and that is Tom Aspinall. Regardless of what happens between Ciryl and Tom, if Alex were to move up and beat them, you've now created an opportunity for Alex versus Jon, and that does work. Jon versus Tom is the fight, but Alex versus Jon is the next fight.
So it's set. Aspinall versus Gane is actually happening, and everybody has an opinion. Fighters, trainers, and legends. Will Tom prove the hype true, or will Gane demonstrate to the world why he remains elite? And what's it mean for Jon Jones, Pereira, or even Derek Lewis? The heavyweight landscape is transforming quickly. Hit the subscribe button and let us know in the comments. Who's exiting with gold and what's next? This story is far from over.